What's up, you guys? It's your girl Chiamaka, and we're back with another girl talk, real talk, car talk, whatever you want to call it talk. Today, I want to talk to you guys about feeling behind. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but I want to talk to you guys today about feeling behind in life and having this like feeling of needing to catch up. That's a real feeling because I feel like a lot of us, especially in this day and age, feel this way and feel like because the way society has set things up, some of us can't move out when we wanted to. We can't buy homes like we wanted to. We're not making nearly as much as how much we have to spend to live and survive. And so because of that, that's caused this level of feeling behind, feeling like we're not where we wanted to be at a certain age or a certain time in life, not reaching certain milestones that we feel that society has placed on us to have reached or obtained by a certain age or by a certain stage in life. You may even have your own personal timeline of things that you wanted to accomplish, such as being married or buying a house or getting a degree or, making this amount of money by a certain age. And that's not happening. That's not the reality. And so because the vision you had in your mind isn't matching the reality, or the reality is not matching the vision that you had in your mind, now there is this disconnect, there is this depression, there is this anger and frustration that you have with life, with yourself, with just your current situation. And it makes you question, like, damn, when am I going to get out of this? Damn, when are things going to change? And I specifically speak to those that feel like, okay, I've tried, I've done my part, I've done everything, and I feel like I'm still in the same place. Or, I feel like I'm having to play catch up now because I thought I'd be further along in life at this point. I used to feel that deeply, especially after I turned, well, before I turned 30, I kind of sensed it, but not really. It wasn't really that heavy for me. I think at that point I was just in survival mode and I was just trying to get through, just to get through. It was shortly, immediately after I turned 30, it was like it hit me like out of nowhere. Like, you're behind, you missed your mark, you missed your window, you missed your opportunity, it's too late, you're too old, hang it up. And I was like, okay, where did this come from? Because I never felt this deeply about where I was or where I was headed. And for me to start having these thoughts and these feelings out of nowhere, it felt like an attack, really. It felt like a spiritual attack. Like every single day, it was like clockwork. I would wake up and the attacks are just, you know what I'm saying? Like in my mind before I get a chance to take my first breath of the day. It can also suck, especially when you are comparing yourself to other people on social media, seeing like how they may be progressing or elevating or just living life in general, and comparing that to your reality, comparing their highlights to your reality, and it adding to the feeling of being behind in life, feeling like you have to play catch up, keep up with the Joneses, all that. Like I was saying before, I struggle with this badly. I struggle with this heavily because it was just, like you put in all this effort, you put in all this time, you put in all this work, you put in all this investment, and the return don't match. If anything, it's like, did I even get a return? You know what I'm saying? And so having to deal with that reality can be shitty and can be disappointing and depressing because nobody works and does all the things that they do just for nothing. Like, yes, there are some things that we just do out of being noble and wanting to give back without anything in return. But if there's something that you're building or something that you are expecting to experience or receive or see at a certain point in time, and that doesn't happen, that can be depressing. That can bring somebody down. That can make somebody lose motivation, lose hope, lose faith, especially when you're really doing this blindly, like you don't even know where this is gonna go or where this is taking you. That can cause a lot of frustration and confusion and just a lot of emotions that go into trying to pursue after something or build something or create something or be at a certain place in life, and all the little obstacles and roadblocks and things don't even add to, the already frustrating feeling of the unknown. Like, I'm doing this, but I don't even know where this is going to take me, right? And then to add on the roadblocks, then to add on, okay, it's not happening, or it didn't happen when I expected, or it's not happening, around this age and stage in my life that for sure I thought would have happened by now. When you find yourself in that place, you literally have to just go through the grieving process. Like, it's literally a death, because you create in your heart this idea, this dream, this vision, this goal that, by a certain time it's going to happen like this, or it should play out like that by this point, or it should go something like this. And when it doesn't happen, there's a death, there's a loss, there's a pain that comes with having to deal with that reality. And sometimes we try to fight those feelings, we try to run away from those feelings, we try to avoid having to sit in the reality and the truth of we're not where we want to be. But you have to, from what I've learned in my own journey, is just allowing yourself to feel it. That's the first step. Like, going through the grieving process, allowing yourself to be sad, allowing yourself to feel disappointed, allowing yourself to acknowledge, like, this is heartbreaking, this is shitty, this actually sucks, and it doesn't feel good. I allowed myself to feel the feelings, cry, talk to God about it, talk to homegirls about it, journaled about it. I did everything I knew to do. And eventually you just kind of get to a place where, after you go through the 5 stages of grief, you get to a place of acceptance. Everybody's journey is different, though. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen immediately after. It may take some time for you. But I know for me, going through that weird feeling of, dang, like, especially like now that I am in a completely new decade, of course, by 30, you think like, oh, I'm supposed to have this and I'm supposed to have that and I should have this together and that together and I should be making this kind of money and I should be here in life and I should be all these things, and it's not happening. That's not what's going on. For some, it may be 25. For some of you guys, it's 20, and it's like, girl, you are literally a baby. Like, what goals do you even have at 20? Okay. But I mean, it's a real thing. We all have things that we want to accomplish and do by a certain time, certain age. And so I'm not here to knock nobody, because at the end of the day, we're all humans and we're all experiencing similar, different emotions. Whether it's grief, depression, anger, sadness, we're all experiencing it in regards to feeling behind, or feeling like we have to play catch up, or, being disappointed with the way life has dealt its cards. It's something I'm still working through. Of course, I feel like I actively still deal with those thoughts, and it's not as bad as it used to be. We thank God. When I tell you, I feel like I was literally fighting for my life. I was fighting for my life every single day. It was so heavy. It was so hard. Like, it's a real thing. People don't talk about feeling like, dang, like I did something wrong, or I missed the mark, or, I'm too old now, or it's too late, or nobody cares about what I have to say or what I have to do, because you've been trying to do it. Now you look silly trying to keep going after something that obviously is not working out for you, or, all the thoughts, all the shame, all the bullshit that comes with those thoughts, right? And I just have to continue to remind myself, like, look, if it was supposed to happen, then it would have happened. If it was supposed to happen when I wanted it to happen, it would have happened. If it was supposed to play out the way I envisioned or I planned, it would have happened. If that's what God wanted to happen, it would have happened. But it didn't. And so, why strain myself? Why depress myself? Why bring myself even more down by doing the shoulda, woulda, couldas, right? And that's a real thing too. Like, I feel like I should have, got up more and been more consistent, or I should have stopped, engaging in this negative distraction or habit. I should have just did this more. I should have did that less. And yeah, we could have. Probably should have, but we didn't. We didn't. We did what we knew with the knowledge that we had at that time. We did the best that we could with the knowledge that we had at that time. We did the best that we could with the knowledge that we had at that time. I'm going to say it one more time. We did the best that we could have done with the knowledge that we had at that time. So continuously beating yourself up about something that at that time, that was the conscious choice that you felt like you needed to make at that time. I mean, you can't go back in time. You have to make peace with the fact that that was a choice that you made. That's it. Like, you have to make peace with the fact that that was my reality at the time. That was where I was at mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. And that was just the way I was dealing with life at the time. But now that you are in this place and you are facing your reality and you are feeling the feelings and experiencing, okay, I'm not where I want to be. Okay, so now we're aware, we can do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So it could be, dealing with the shame of feeling like, oh, I should have done this, or I could have done that, or I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have done that. But like I said, we did the best that we could with the knowledge that we had at that time. And so now we're no longer in that time, we're in this time. And now you have that knowledge, you have that wisdom. Now you can do something different. And at that time, maybe you weren't supposed to know. Or maybe at that time, it just wasn't in your capacity to do so. Maybe it just wasn't that time. And that's okay. It doesn't feel okay sometimes, but that you just have to learn to be okay with it, because that's the reality. For me, I feel like I had to truly work through the whole shoulda, woulda, couldas, because baby, that was in my mind like clockwork. Like it didn't let up. I dealt with these thoughts day in, day out, with feeling behind, feeling like I did all this work for nothing, feeling played by God, feeling cheated by life, feeling embarrassed, feeling ashamed, feeling just deeply depressed, deeply sad, deeply disappointed. And at that point, once you acknowledge all of the things that are running through your heart and your mind about what didn't work out, what didn't play out the way that you thought or hoped, the feelings that are associated with what you're experiencing right now, the shame, the pain, the depression, all of that. I'm sorry, I was trying to fix my light. Once you've come to a place where you've acknowledged all of these things, the next step is, what are you going to do about it? The next step is, are we going to stay here and be sad? Or are we going to accept that this is what it is, and all you can do now is move forward? All you can do now is trust that this is exactly where you're supposed to be. Sit and trust that you are not behind, that you didn't mess up your destiny. Now, some people may argue with me about that, because I'm sure there are things that we can consciously recall, like, no, I know I was doing things that I shouldn't have done. And like I keep saying before, you made choices based off the knowledge that you had at that time, based off the understanding, the wisdom, the capacity, the, just headspace that you were at that time. You can't shame yourself about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to do nothing good for you but to just keep you stuck. You can't go back in time and change what you can't change. It is what it is, and we are here now. We are here now. The only thing that matters is now. The only thing that is real is right now. You even get tired of just constantly, like, trying to make something happen, trying to make something happen. You get tired of trying to accept a reality that no longer exists. You get tired of being sad and depressed about something that didn't work out. Eventually you get tired, you get over the grief, and you get to a place of, okay, what am I gonna do now? I was like, you know what? This is it. This is where I'm at. And I can make peace with it. I have no choice but to, because staying down it's not gonna do anything good for my spirit or my soul. Staying down is not going to change my past. It's not going to change my reality, but just keep me in the same place. And 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I will be saying the same thing. So it's better I work through all of that now and then decide to have a different attitude about the way I'm going to go about my life. And so that way in 10 years, I could be saying a different story versus letting another 5, 10 years go by and I'm still in the same place, still crying about the same thing. The choice is yours. And I feel like once you overcome those heavy emotions and those feelings and those thoughts about like, shoulda, woulda, coulda, all these things, then you just kind of like rest in your reality. You rest in the present moment. You rest in, okay, I'm here now. You have to let go of that weight in order to feel prepared and ready. You have to let go of that weight in order to have the lightness to move forward. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but you have to let go of that dead weight holding you back in order to be light enough to move forward. When your chest is paining you every day about shoulda, woulda, couldas and where you could have been and how much money you should be making by now and what you would have been doing and all these things, it's just soul sucking. It's weighing you down. But allow yourself to go through the process. Allow yourself to go through the pain. Allow yourself to go through the motions of it. Because eventually you get tired. Eventually you get tired and you decide how you want to move forward. And I pray that you decide to move forward in a positive way. That you decide to move forward in a way that uplifts you, motivates you, and takes you onto the path of your wildest dreams. And that you don't let your past or comparing yourself or feeling behind or shoulda, woulda, coulda. I pray none of that continues to hold you back. It may still continue to run around in your mind. It may continue to try to torment you and haunt you. But that's when you got to get in that prayer closet and start praying. That's when you got to, speak against those thoughts or do something against those thoughts that, completely change what is even being said in your head. Because it's a narrative that you're allowing yourself to play out and believe. But when you do something different, when you move different, it just shuts all that shit down. So that's been my process and my journey. Like I said, this is something that I'm still walking through and still trying to navigate and deal with on my own. So I don't have all the answers, but these are the answers that I have now. And just reminding myself, okay, the past is the past. Ain't nothing I can do about it. Yes, I feel what I feel. I feel hurt, sad, depressed, all that. But staying down and depressed, I felt my feelings, but then what? I can't stay stuck here. So all I can do is just accept that, what, this is my reality. Like, if I was supposed to be somewhere else, I'd be somewhere else. And I'm not. I'm here. And so I can make peace with that and choose to get up and move forward towards whatever I feel I'm called to fulfill in this moment of my life today. Because like I said before, we're making the best choices with the wisdom and the knowledge that we currently have. So you are exactly where you're supposed to be, baby girl. Speaking to myself, speaking to whoever's watching, baby girl, baby boy. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. I know it may not feel like that, but that's the reality. That's your truth. And you have to get to a place where you accept it. But once you overcome that heaviness, once you overcome that feeling of being down, it'll come back to you. That spark, that energy, that passion, that desire. And even if it doesn't, maybe it doesn't. I truly believe that whatever is dark has to turn into light. So it may not be the same passion for the same dream. It may be a different dream, or maybe a different type of energy or passion for something else. I know that eventually you will overcome, because I overcame. I didn't think I was gonna see this day, and like I said, I still struggle. I still have my moments, but I can't let that stop me, and you can't let it stop you either. So yeah, that's all I got to say. I feel like there's actually a lot more I want to say, but baby, this video is just too long, and I already know how y'all's attention spans be. So I'm gonna stop it right here, but I know I have so much more to say. So y'all stay tuned in to more of my girl talks, car talks, real talks, whatever talks. And we'll talk a little bit more and elaborate more on this feeling of being behind in life and just, having to learn to accept our current reality. So I love you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.